Hector Hernandez on the guitar, ladies and gentlemen. It's another beautiful day to be a Raider, draped in the silver and black. I represent the shield. I represent the swords. It's that time of night again, Raider Nation. And you come back. Why? Because it's time. It's time to bring them. What's up, Raider Nation? I am the Commish, coming to you live, as I do every single night, from right here, inside Hardcore Challenge Live Studios. And you know where it's at. It's down the street, around the corner, past that house with the boarded up windows. Just ask Joe. He's usually on the corner, unless he's sleeping in the yard. You can still wake him up and ask him. He'll tell you to turn right down the alley. You gotta walk a ways. It's dark down there. It's really dark. The weak don't go. They may even be a little scared. Because you know what's down there. Deep behind the enemy line, it's Raider Reaction. And tonight, as joins me damn near every Thursday, you better damn believe that I'm here. It's Captain Jack, Raider Nation. That was even scary for even me to look at. What's up?
Oh man,
We got a little Raider Nation Ricochet tonight with myself and Captain Jack. Thank you, Ariel, for the love from Nevada,
awesome,
future home of the Silver and Black.
That's right. Hey,
a little Raider Nation love from Sin City.
I say, if you guys ain't giving love to Ariel Z, the Z-Man,
Hey, I mean,
who's out there every day doing things about, granted, he's doing his videos on Thursday, right before, but he's out there in Vegas. He is our forward operating base.
Man, he's feet on the street, out there in the fucking heat, bringing it. I mean, listen, I know everybody, if you live out there, you're butthurt about the move. It is what it is. It is what it's fucking business. They're moving. Deal with it. I mean, I dealt with it when it happened. I process, I grieve, I move on. That's what the fuck you should do. Because it is what it is. It's news, people. It's news. It's happening. The future palace of the team that we love is getting built, regardless of what the fuck you think about it. So, I mean, why harass the man? Some people harassed him a little bit in the comments and on some of the pages because you guys are asshats. The man is just bringing news, and he's bringing awesome news. For me, a guy in that industry, I see her with a fucking stiffy watching it. It's fucking exciting as hell. I love it. And Mr. Ariel, I don't know if you've heard, is getting us hooked up. Mr. Tommy White, who is running the show out there, and we're working to set up an exclusive interview with him right here on RAIDER ReACTION very, very soon.
That's right.
Within the next week.
That's right.
I was hoping to get a hold of him tonight, but I will be getting a hold of him tomorrow. We've got his contact info, and he was gracious enough to give us his number, so we will be reaching out to him and hopefully have him on here for, man, and I can't... I'm excited to talk to the dude. Awesome. I got so many questions for him, and I won't give this dude a boring ass interview because I actually understand what the fuck he's doing.
Right.
Unlike most of these jackasses that he probably has to talk to that have no goddamn idea what he's doing. So,
and you know what? That's actually a segue because I got two rants tonight before we get into the proceedings. 2 rants. The first one was just inspired by what you said prior to what you just said. Because I already had this one coming. You are a man that works in the construction field.
Yes, I'm in that. Yeah, I'm in that industry. Absolutely.
You're in the construction field. I won't go into it other than that. But the man knows his way around the building block. He doesn't make log cabins. He's not making Legos. He knows about these things. So I have a rant. And for those that have been following me, know that I am quite pissed off at why it's taken so long for a freaking contractor to come out and do some GD concrete work and upper work and plant work and roof work to make my GD studio in addition to the house happen. Why? And oh, by the way, whoa, wait a second. Wait a second.
Don't even come over here, though. See, that gives you a reason to get out of the house away from the wife and come over and hang out with me. Which is,
I don't care. And by the way, when I get my studio, they're coming over to my place during my time.
Hell yeah. Okay? It's just deeper behind the enemy line.
2 studios. The Galleon Studios at Captain Jack's place, once it gets done, by the way, the Galleon Studios will be there.
It's a little further down the dark alley.
No. It's in a little bit more my neighborhood has lights. Okay.
We ain't got no lights.
His don't got no lights,
man. We got no lights, man.
It's
deep.
I was gonna say this is. It's not the hood. Not that there's anything wrong with the hood, by the way. Not that there's anything wrong with the hood, but it's very dark over here. And if you're not paying attention, if you're on your cell phone and you're not paying attention, you might hit somebody. Okay, that's my first rant. But the second rant was from something else that you were just talking about with Ariel. Okay, people giving Ariel guff. Why in the hell are you giving him guff? And here's the main rant right here. Okay, I want to ask, and this is a friend of mine. Has anybody really heard from Dr. Death recently? Has anybody heard from him? No. Not to my knowledge.
Who, the fan?
The fan, Dr. Death.
Ah, fuck that guy.
No, wait a second. No. There's a point to this, though. Dr. Death considers himself a Raider fan, and he is a Raiders fan. Okay?
He's an emotional Raider fan.
He is an emotional Raider. But what I'm saying is that and I've said this from Jump Street, I am a Raiders fan. It doesn't say Oakland. It doesn't say Los Angeles. It doesn't say Vegas. I am a fan of the
Raiders.
Shield. Okay? So why is it that everybody is so butthurt about the team moving? I'm going to say this as eloquently as possible. The fans in Oakland and in the surrounding area of Alameda County and all of the other areas, they didn't want to pay taxes. Gotcha. I understand that. California is very overtaxed.
Yes.
But the politicians have been screwing the Raiders since Al Davis moved them the first time.
Promises were made almost 2 decades ago. Over 2 decades ago, people. 2 decades ago. Fucking regime after regime of political teams failed and failed and failed to make something happen. And the move happened. It sucks. Deal with it and move on. She broke up with you.
I got you.
It's okay. And she's dating somebody else now. It's just the way it is.
The point is that I am a fan of the team, the Shield, the pirate with the cross swords. And as long as they don't F with the Shield,
they'll never.
The pirate and the cross swords and the colors silver and black, will remain steadfast in that. Did we get it already?
Bob. It was Bob. Bob, I'm so disappointed. I'm very disappointed in you, Bob.
None of this crap is going to happen on any show that I do because this is crap. This is crap.
Way to go, Bob. Look what you've done.
You pissed me off, Bob. Just like last night when you said something about an appendage of mine being a little bit less than adequate. Screw you. How would you know, by the way, except unless you're dreaming about it? That's something I don't even want to go into. Anyway, that's my 2 rants for the evening.
All right. Well, let's get into some Raider football, because there is actually some news going on today.
There is.
There's a little news going on today, as we signed a guard today, Captain.
Well, according to Angrier, we signed a midget today.
Yeah, we signed a midget as well.
But is that the same person, the guard or the midget?
No, the midget's a linebacker.
The midget's a linebacker. Okay. Well, okay, I apologize. I didn't know which one was I heard from Angry all day. We signed a midget. We signed a midget. We signed a midget.
Well,
granted, she didn't sound like that. I didn't say that Angry sounded like that.
Well,
I'm just saying that was kind of like when you hear somebody go la 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 in your ear. We signed. That's all I heard. We signed a midget. Okay. Angria, we signed a midget.
I don't want Pac-Man. Fuck Pac-Man.
Oh, wait a second. Don't even go there yet.
Yeah, I don't know where that talk has come up. We don't need that guy. I know the talk's just coming up because it's of the Bengal connection,
right.
And but we don't need that guy. Come on, that's not the type of guy.
Let's dispel this right now, okay?
That's not the type of guy we need in our
Who
locker
have we
room.
signed in the offseason at cornerback?
Yeah. Do I need to run down the big-ass goddamn list again?
Okay, wait a second.
We don't need him.
We have Hall, who's 34 years old, knows Gunther's system, okay? We signed him, okay? Now, we also signed Worrell, who's the young kid with some of the off-the-field issues, which is going to be a fantastic corner if given the chance.
Worley.
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 It's a W.
Yes, it's
okay?
a W.
It's a W.
Close.
Okay?
They're
Worley.
But yeah, he's young. He's only like 23, 24.
And he is a great 2D.
And who wasn't a fucking knucklehead when you were 23, 24? Give me a couple $1 million at 23, 24.
Okay,
You'd have been lucky if I made it to work.
Well, you asked who wasn't a knucklehead at 23, but I didn't have a couple $1 million, so.
Yeah, you had a couple $1 million in your pocket at 23.
No,
telling me you wouldn't be a knucklehead.
If I was,
I'd have been a knucklehead.
And I'm pretty straight-laced, but I probably would have done some stupid stuff.
Oh, hell yeah. I might not have made it to 25. Give me that kind of money.
I was going to say. So again, Worley, Hall, Sharice Wright, and there was another one. We signed 4 cornerbacks.
We got Garyon Conley. Sinquez Golson was one of the other ones that we picked up. Tevin Mitchell. Sharice Wright.
That was the one. Okay.
Rashawn Melvin.
There you go.
Melvin's the one that everybody thinks is going to be.
Melvin is the one that's probably going to be the number one receiver. I think Worley is going to be the nickel based upon ability. Conley should be over on the other side.
But we got rookie Nick Nelson up in there, too.
Well, okay, but the point being is why in the hell do we need Pac-Man Jones? We don't.
Listen, at one point he was a talented guy.
At one point.
But he's old. He can't hang with the young elite receivers at this point in his career. And the guy is a fucking cancer.
Right.
We don't need him on the team at all. Point blank.
He's the quarterback version of Nelson that we picked up a couple years ago. Old, slow, and not really worth the effort. Okay?
No, we don't need that guy.
Not worth it. And it isn't Ricky Nelson from Ozzie and Harriet either.
Man, that's back-to-back Ozzie and Harriet references.
That's right. Well, it was.
You're really showing your age, okay?
I am showing my... I'm a very lithe and flexible... You guys see me dance. I'm a flexible elder statesman, older pirate.
All the parts. It's the forbidden dance.
All the parts are still working, and that's a good thing. And by the way, other parts also work.
Easy now. All right. Moving on.
As you can see, the mouth is working. Okay. Anyway.
Big L's rubbing off on you.
No. Do not get me into a Big L rant. I love the guy. Big L and I get on, which A-N-T, ignorant.
So we did sign a guard today, another addition to try and stiffen the line a little bit. Cameron Hunt played for the Broncos in 2017 in their preseason, and the 49ers practice squad is where he ended up last year. After he didn't make it on the Broncos, didn't make it as a donkey last year on that stellar offensive line. He wasn't good enough to make that.
If that is true, so that is so indicative. If he can't make a trash line, what is he doing here?
He was even on the Niners fucking practice squad. You know, the team that started and forever. So, I mean, he doesn't come with a great pedigree. So don't go getting don't go getting stiffy about Cameron Hunt because he's can't body. That's pretty much it. I mean, you throw him in there and see if maybe he could be, a second or third, somebody, he can work up, hopefully. Because he's still young.
Right. But the point being is that the kids are young and they got to play football. They got to be better in their craft. But right now, it's looking like he's going to be on the third or fourth offensive line to ride out the industry and until he gets cut in the final cut downs. Remember, guys, no more of this first cut, second cut, third cut stuff. It's everybody plays all the way through.
And I love it so much better that way, man.
And then you get cut at the very end.
Because it's such bullshit. You have cuts after the first week, and half these guys, they don't even get on the field.
Right.
So these guys come all the way to camp, and they go through everything, and they get out there for like 30 seconds. Like, how can you even honestly evaluate the guy? So it's not really fair to the players or the coaches because they don't get a proper tryout, really.
Well,
and you don't get a proper evaluation either.
You get X amount of reps in camp on the practices, but it's only X. Here's the thing, though. Really,
game speed is game speed.
I got you. The first, actually, and it's been said by a bunch of the NFL players, normally after the first OTA, if not before, after the first OTA, the 53 is pretty much done in the minds of the coaches. I would say that 45 of the 53 are already known by the end of the first OTA. Barring injury, because that's the great equalizer, barring injury, at least 45 of the 53 are already done by the coaches, unless you pick up somebody late. Did they? What happened?
Nothing.
I thought we had that person who I won't mention. It wasn't my hands.
No, I just was.
You forgot?
I didn't do anything. I'm just being.
Never mind, folks. That's here. And
jeez, come on. Let me work behind the scenes here, Captain. My God. I was being slick. They would have had no idea.
I'm a realist. There you go.
Man, come on. Don't let him see the strings on the puppets.
I was going to say, do not pay attention to the guy behind the curtain. Are you okay? If you get that reference. You know the guy. Don't pay attention to the guy behind the curtain. Okay.
Yes.
You're not in Kansas anymore, Dorothy. There you go.
Well, you didn't. They may have made reference to maybe a guy behind the curtain on a certain video this weekend, but
too early. Ooh. Mine was only on Oz.
Ooh.
Okay, that was kind of a.
That may have been a little savage.
That was
just a little.
Just a very, very little savage. Anyway.
Just a little. Ooh, yeah.
Anyway.
So, again, which is typical. I mean, it's Hall of Fame snubs. It's the Raiders. We just get snubbed all the fucking time. So it's not a big shocker that the Raider rookies this year are again snubbed at the Raider premiere. Our offensive linemen were not invited. Our defensive lineman was not invited. So basically, all of our first 3-round picks, none of them were invited to the rookie premiere. Now, the rookie premiere is basically a meet and greet for all of the top rookies to go and pretty much make relationships that they will possibly have the rest of their career. It's a networking event. The NFL, the league puts it on. They showcase these guys. They basically parade them out there. They hook them up with all of these contacts. It's just a gigantic networking for, advertising, marketing. And, the 15th pick in the draft wasn't invited. Because it's not sexy enough to have offensive linemen there, is what they said. But could it be just because maybe he's a Raider?
I wanted to say, that this was something I actually saw on one of the websites that I peruse as well. It's stupid, it's sick, it's debilitating, and it's just plain offensive. This is another example of just the NFL reaching out and screwing the Raiders.
Fisting us.
It's like we say every year. Why is it for the past 30 years, if not longer, for the past 30 years of all of the generations of the Raiders, all of the coachings, all of the changing in the players, why is it that the Raiders are always the top 5, if not higher, penalized team in the NFL? Why? You have 30 years of coaching changes, of different players, but there's one constant in that the silver and black, the Raiders will always be in the top 5 most penalized teams in the NFL. If they're out of that top 5, show me it. I might be mistaken, but I will tell you this: if they're out of the top 5, I will say you that consistently they are in the top 10, and I will put bank on that. Okay, it's bull crap because it's the NFL screwing the Raiders. No matter where they're
screwing this kid over, man. The kid's at the number 15 pick in the first round of the NFL fucking draft, and you didn't get invited to a marketing and networking event with the rest of the rookies? Guys that were drafted after this kid gotta go. If you don't understand how much bullshit that is freaking ridiculous. Ridiculous that this kid is not invited. Because they're saying he's their offensive lineman and their linemen. It's not sexy to have them there. The marketing team, all of these guys, they're for advertising. They're going to want, the wide receivers, the running backs. But
when they had this event and Johnson, who was taken number 1 by Kansas City, I bet you he was there a couple years ago. And he was an offensive lineman. He was the first pick in the draft. And the second pick in the draft was also a tackle. Okay? Because it was Kansas City with the top tackle pick, and the Eagles had the number 2 pick, I believe, and they took a tackle. And I bet you dollars to friggin' donuts, those guys were there. Why? Because they didn't play for the Raiders.
Yep.
Look it up.
Fisted!
And I'm going to say something else today as well, and I said this in my promo video, okay? The folks that are out there that are younger, okay? Got no problem with millennials. Yeah, I do.
That man's 100% right. George Langley, Khalil Mack is held on every goddamn fucking play. Every one. And there's no flag ever thrown. If we held like that, there's laundry on the field every freaking time. It's ridiculous. Khalil Mack is held every freaking play.
And
every play.
It also depends upon the different crews that are out there. It's kind of like the NFL from up in New York will say, hey, we're going to make this game a little bit closer for the Raiders, or, we might even give them an opportunity to win the game. You can't tell me that the NFL crew didn't get your index card ready. The NFL crew didn't have it out for us on a certain game with a certain a-hole with a certain index card last year. Okay? This is an example of the bull crap.
Who else has gotten fucked by an index card besides us? Who else has gotten fucked by a tuck rule? Who else has gotten fucked by the immaculate reception?
Deception.
Yeah,
Deception.
it just goes on and on and on and on. We've just gotten shafted and shafted over and over and over.
And in 1977, I'm going back there because you guys say that I'm too friggin' old.
Deep!
Going deep. In 1977, in the AFC Championship game at Pile High, when there was a fumble that was recovered by Mike McCoy, the defensive tackle of the Raiders. It was recovered. It would have stopped a touchdown that was going to happen. And what happens? They say that Rob Lytle did not fumble the ball when everybody and their grandmother on the instant replay, before there was challenges, saw that Rob Lytle fumbled the ball. Okay? This is the crap that goes on. Okay? It's always happened, and you're always going to get it.
Yep.
And if you don't have your KY with you, it's going to be a little less comfortable for everybody.
Fisted.
Fist. Oh, by the way, speaking of fisting, I did not get my shot in the back today because I forgot to undo my Plavix for a week. So for anybody that was asking, and thank you for giving me the positives for my procedure on the back, I had to push it to June 14th. So when my sciatica kicks in, if I have a grimace that's even worse for the next month, you'll know why. So we'll go back to that. No, it was not a
like
Floyd.
The purple
it was
dude
not a
from
Floyd.
McDonald's?
Michael McCord. It was not Floyd Little. It was Rob Lytle. It was a Rob Lytle fumble.
Floyd Little.
Go look.
Ain't he a
go look
boxer?
up. No, Floyd Little was the kid out of Syracuse that actually followed Jim Brown and Davis.
I think it was a Floyd Little who was a boxer too, though.
Well, possibly, but the
Floyd Little's a pretty common fucking name.
Yes.
It's like John Smith. Floyd Little.
Yeah, lines. KY. Look it up. It's not Kentucky.
He's like, Kentucky?
That's right.
I know where that's at.
Really?
Alrighty, moving along. So another hosing conspiracy. Fucking, it was just bullshit, man. That kid should have the opportunity to be there like the rest of them.
Right.
It's this horse shit. Now, Captain, I wanted to touch on. But first off, we're at the midway point of the show. I'd like to stop and thank you for joining us, as always, here on Raider Reaction. As we're here Monday through Friday, Ariel's usually out at Vegas on Thursday. You get his follow-up recap later in the evening. We are going to have, I do believe we're having a Raiderette show Saturday, I believe.
Outstanding.
As I believe Angria Trask and Raiderette Silver Sunshine are teaming up for a Raiderette show on Saturday, which I will be getting some advertisements out for that tomorrow. And also Saturday, I believe we got Chucky Nation returning for a afternoon delight for Raider Nation as well. And, of course, on Friday, I owe you a solid Black Friday. So tomorrow night, as always, it's Black Friday. Because last week was a goddamn abortion, and we must rectify that.
And if anybody is interested, please put in on this, because we might go 7 this week. I had on Mother's Day an Ask the Captain show.
Yes.
Just
you
an
should
hour.
do that again.
Just an hour of anybody that has any thoughts. I mean, it's going to be you guys talking to me and I'm talking to you. It's basically going to be unscripted. We can have some things to talk about. But if you want to see another Ask the Captain show, be sure to comment at Raider Reaction. Be sure to comment on my home profile, get the Captain Jack page, the J Captain Jack Rackham profile. If you want to see another Ask the Captain, we'll do that on Saturday as well. So we'll put that one up.
That just sounds like an action-packed Saturday on your on Raider Reaction.
Sunday.
Sunday. You're gonna do that Sunday? Well,
Sunday.
shit, we got action all weekend. So there you go.
Sunday.
Oh yeah, freaking! They're moving. Thanks for bringing that up, Jonathan. I'd like to touch on that actually. They're moving Aikman and freaking Joe Buck to Thursday night. Like Thursday night isn't enough of a fucking shit fest usually. You got to move those guys there. I mean, that's just to me. I can't stand Troy Aikman on the call. Joe Buck is not. He's okay.
Okay.
He
at
doesn't
most.
He doesn't bother me.
He's definitely not his dad.
He doesn't bother me though. But Troy Aikman, Jesus Christ.
He always talk. He's got marbles in his mouth.
And he huffs cowboy nuts like the entire broadcast. It's sickening. And now we're going to have Witten's ass on Monday Night Football. It's probably going to do the same shit. We got Romo. Freaking. You're going to have Cowboys calling every goddamn game? Seriously?
Well.
Conspiracy. There are no Raiders calling games. Well, Gannon.
Yeah, well, Gannon is so anti-Raider
half the time.
Yeah, and Gannon is so he still have that axe to grind because nobody wanted to pick him up for the organization. And then when he had the opportunity, when it looked like he might be named to Gruden's staff, old boy said, too much work.
Too hard to work.
Too much work. I want to schlep off and stay with my family in Minnesota. I got it. Okay. But if you're all in as a Raider like you profess to be, then you just basically tucked it and sucked it, mother. Okay? You weren't in there. You weren't all about the silver and black and the shield, Gannon. So don't profess to be.
I agree, Wade. Collinsworth is the worst. That dude. I can't handle Chris Collinsworth.
And his running mate in assholishness, that'll be my one cuss of the night, Mr. Al Michaels.
Assholishness.
Assholishness. That is a word.
Throw that out there for your spelling bee.
That's right. Assholishness?
Assholishness.
ASSHOLEISHNESS. Assholishness.
Assholishness.
It's hard to say. There you go.
Say that 5 times fast. Assholishness. Assholishness. All right. I want to get your thoughts on the quarterback situation. Obviously, we know who our starter is.
Some guy named Carr, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But right now, we're only carrying 2 other guys on roster: EJ Manuel and Connor Cook. Now, I've said before, I like EJ Manuel as the change of pace in a game that Carr goes down, because they're game planning for a guy who's completely fucking opposite. When EJ Manuel comes in, he can make things happen. He can put him on bootlegs. He can roll out. He can run. He's more two-dimensional. So
EJ Manuel won the game last year in Denver if Cook would have caught the friggin' ball. Not once.
He put it
but
right
twice.
In there. And what the one in the end zone was a beautiful pass. Man, right in the only damn spot he could have caught it.
Down and away, tucked in right there below the defender in his hands. And what did he do? Commish? He dropped the ball.
But, so I like EJ in relief. Not necessarily a starter to come in where somebody can game plan against him. No. But I like him as our relief pitcher when Carr goes down. I like a guy like that who's just an athletic guy. He can run. He can make things happen with his legs. So that way, if they start getting after him and start keying on him and blitzing because, the new quarterback comes in, he can still fucking burn him on the outside and on the edges, rolling, throwing on the move. I like that. Now, Connor Cook is completely opposite to me. He's the guy that can come in and start.
Cook is the statuesque, prototypical framed, big kid, big arm, can throw it and gun it and just get in all the passes, can do every pass you mentioned. Not necessarily a statue, but not necessarily the most mobile dude. In fact, Carr's, as you guys know on the naked bootlegs and whatnot, is definitely a lot more mobile than we should be using. And hopefully we'll get some Gruden to use him this year. Cook is the prototypical big guy.
Bootleg.
Big guy. Well, anyway, on the boot.
Sometimes I'm just like a fucking big 5-year-old, I swear to God.
Yeah. he said ass. Asshole.
Like Beavis.
Stop it. Shut up, Beavis. Anyway, Carr won't be... Gotta love Perry Randolph. Our wonderful troll that he is. Carr won't be starting. Fire Carr. Dude is a bust. Who's Robert E. Lee?
Robert E. Lee? Damn, bro. You lost.
Robert E. Lee.
That's unfortunate. They've been tearing down your statues.
Okay. Robert E. Lee. Don't get me into that rant either. Beavis and Butthead. Hey, Leslie likes it. Thank you, Leslie. I do decent impersonations occasionally. Anyway.
Who's this dude? We got a fucking troll up in here? Hey, rule number 1, bitch ass, step in, bring the fire. Represent. You can't just sit there and hide.
Shut up, brah.
Say who you're repping or get the hell out. Step in like you got a pair. Step in like you got a pair. You're already coming in with a fake ass buster ass name. So you know you ain't got no stones because you can't step up right like anyway. So you might as well rep your team. He's already come looking like a fake ass clown.
Seen a second round playoff. I don't know. I am the great Cornholio.
It's year 4. Oh, this guy. He's one of them guys.
All right. I'm gonna let the commish handle you as he wishes, there, Mr. Lee.
Oh,
but you're definitely not cut from the same cloth of the great Southern general. And by the way, for those that don't know, Robert E. Lee was asked to be the general of the Union forces by the President of the United States. He would have had control of all of the Union armies, and he was in charge of the Southern Army of the Confederacy because he was from the great state of Virginia, and in his mind, he was not going to go against his home state. It's history. I'm a history major. Look it up. Robert E. Lee. Anyway.
All right, so, like I said, I'm kind of shocked, though, that we don't have a 4th in there. I really thought we'd have a 4th. I'm kind of shocked that we're only down to 3 this early.
There's still time for a camp arm to come in. We don't know yet. Remember, it's...
Well, name a time. We know the goddamn time. Jesus H. Christ. You know the fucking time, too. What are you asking stupid-ass questions you already know the answer to? Duh. Like you don't know the last fucking time we seen the second round of the playoffs? If you're every goddamn Raider fan knows the last time we seen the second round of the fucking playoffs. Why do you ask some basic-ass question like that?
Let me see.
If you're going to ask a real question, ask a fucking real question.
Maybe
Jesus Christ, come here and ask some remedial ass shit like that. Jesus H. Christ. When's the last time? Everybody knows the last goddamn time.
That's right.
We're on the rebuild. Jesus, you want to come in and be a fucking Eeyore? Go, oh, it's me.
Oh, yeah, that was pretty good, Eeyore.
Yeah,
I like
Jesus
that.
H. fucking Christ,
there you go,
man.
Eeyore. I am the great Cornholio.
Go pull in the garage and start that motherfucker. Close the door.
I agree, Jason. I agree. I tell you what.
Put on a nice tune. Take a nap.
Like O2 for effing s sake.
Jesus fucking Christ. Some people.
Anyway, getting back to real talk about football.
I'm bored. I'm sitting at home. I'm going to harass these guys. Yeah.
We spoke about
You can't harass me. I don't care.
We spoke about a midget. We spoke about the linebacker. We spoke about the Raiders getting screwed.
Did you guys touch on Aitman getting signed?
Yeah, we said that yesterday.
Touched on Hurst.
Aitman, Hurst, Hall, and Townsend are signed. There's actually 5 signed of the guys that we drafted. So 5 of the 10 are signed. So the 5th one I don't recall, but 5 of the 10 are signed. Now, granted, Miller is not signed, and the other tackle, what's his name, Parker?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's not signed yet either. But the Raiders are going to get these things done before these guys will be able to practice in the harder or more, shall we say, the harder hitting OTAs, although there's not going to be hitting until, I believe, August in the 3rd OTA.
It was just so stupid. Now, I mean, this is so stupid, okay? These guys practice and practice and practice to perfect their craft all the way to get to the very top rung of the ladder of the echelon of their craft, their career. And then you stop practicing it.
Jason said Victor. Thank you. That was the 5th guy, the linebacker Victor. And there's a lot of good heat coming off of Victor, man. I tell you, we're going to have some really good-looking young linebackers. Now, granted, I'd like to have Bowman signed. Y'all know how I feel about that. But you know what? If the guy wants to outprice himself, we will move on.
He gambled and lost, man. That dude went all in and lost. And lost. Oh, I do believe Robert's a Raider fan. He's a disgruntled Raider fan. And you know what? Everybody has their right.
He might be. Is that you, Rob Shipe?
Everybody has their right to, I guess, be disgruntled. I mean, well, fuck it. I'm disgruntled sometimes
I'm
about some things.
I can.
I'm disgruntled a lot, actually.
Yeah.
I'm a disgruntled type guy, so fuck it. I guess I can sympathize.
You're allowed to be disgruntled. At least I'm not spitting at you like I did with Big L last night.
Yeah.
And again, I love Big L.
he gave him one of them like fucking Turner and Hooch baths.
Yeah. Not on deliberately, anyway.
So, how do you feel about the promise of Nelson and mentoring Coop? And do you think that will help him get over his mental block at all? Because I completely think the problem with his hands is mental. Because he didn't just like he lost his hands.
First off, I'm glad because you said Nelson. I twitched for a second because you didn't say Nelson, the wide receiver.
Oh,
and I heard Nelson, and I immediately started to pucker up and start getting in on the Whiskey Tango Fox. You talking about Willis, but I'm not going to go there.
Reggie.
Okay. Anyway,
the Predator.
The Predator. Anyway, Nelson is going to be a godsend because he is this version of a combo of Jerry Rice and Tim Brown. He is the old grizzled veteran that can break free on his routes. He's not as speedy as he was, but he's going to be able to get open. Remember, in the olden days, you guys like to say I talk about old stuff too much. You know,
just because you're old, Captain.
Well, no, I'm refined. I'm a mature fine wine. Freddie Blitnikoff got open because he knew how to get open. Bob Chandler got open because he knew how to get open. Jerry Rice, when he was with the Raiders, and even Tim Brown to a certain extent, got open because they knew how to get open. Okay? Nelson is going to be that guy. He's going to be able to tutor the wide receivers. Him being able to come over and give that fine, mature outlook to Bryant, to Cooper, and whoever else is going to be making this staff is going to make these receivers that much better. And that is just going to rub down and just be so much better for the receiving core that I can't even give it its proper due. It's going to be wonderful. And that is the reason why we went after Nelson and we canned Mr. I don't want you to take my chain again, Crabtree. And again, I like Crabtree while he was there. Remember, there are things that we don't know that are going on in the locker room that once you find out, you're kind of saying like, you know what? Guy needs to go. And actually, somebody reminded me today that during the second Kansas City game, when Cooper was on the ground writhing in pain, Crabtree kind of just went over to him, looked over at him.
Crab wasn't a good teammate,
and didn't
man.
say anything and walked the hell off. What type of a teammate is that? Go back and look at that tape. Second Kansas City game, Cooper's on the ground, writhing in pain. We were at the L House that game, were we not?
Yep.
Writhing in pain, and Crabtree just kind of looks over and steps over him without even offering him a hand up. That's crap.
We don't need a fucking turnover chain lines. This ain't Miami.
I got your Miami swinging right here.
Lines, you silly bastard. Now, I would like to task you and ask you a question.
Me or everybody else?
No, well, you and everybody else.
Okay.
Because I was thinking about this and I wanted to... Where'd it go here? Hold on. Now, we have currently 7 running backs on roster. 3 of them will not make it.
Oh,
we're going to have 4.
Uh-huh.
Let's say we have 4. So I give you your 4 running backs.
No, give me the 7 and I'll
or
tell
7,
you.
and who's your 4 going to be?
4 is going to be.
So we got Marshawn Lynch, Doug Martin, Henry Pogge, Jalen Richard, Keith Smith, Chris Warren III, and DeAndre Washington.
Okay. Scratch Pogge. Keith Smith's going to make it as a fullback / gunner for the special teams.
Yeah, I think that's where he'll fit into.
Okay. Now, here's the thing. Do not just summarily dismiss Chris Warren. Chris Warren might be the surprise out of that group. The kid has size and ability, and he can run over people. He is a younger version of some guy with wearing the number 24 currently. And I'm not talking about Willie Brown, okay? I'm not talking about Charles Woodson. I'm talking about Mr. Skittles. Chris Warren is that good of a running back. He's young. So if he doesn't make it, I have a feeling that if the Raiders really want to keep him around, he's going to have a hangnail that gets him on the IR for a year. But he might actually make it. He might actually make it. The Raiders might carry 5 just because they don't want to lose Chris Warren. And I think that that's an option. And oh, by the way, and I said this last night, with Switzer and Harris on the roster, Switzer playing that receiving role that Julian Edelman does, the quick receiver that can just dart in and out, you know, and he didn't get a chance to do it in Dallas because he already had another guy in front of him doing that. Switzer's going to make the team, and Harris, with his special team skills as a extra safety, I believe he's a safety, as a punt returner, he's probably going to make the team. Jalen Richard is gone. Is gone because I think DeAndre Washington's going to be there. So figure you got Lynch, you got Washington, you got Keith Smith. That's 3, okay? Now, here's the other thing. I'm not necessarily giving Doug Martin a spot on the team as of yet. I believe he has a very good opportunity to do that.
Because, I don't know what the hell where Doug Martin fits in.
And that's the point. That's why I said Warren might be there. Doug Martin might not be there. It all depends upon the ability that Warren shows in the preseason and in camp and in scrimmage. He might be that 4th guy. Doug Martin might be as well. But I want to see how he runs behind this line. As Big Al told me, and actually he was screaming at me last night about this, that Doug Martin ran behind a crap line at the Bucks. I got that. And if you look at him statistically, every 3rd year he gets 1,400 yards. He got 1,400 yards. He ain't
no fucking 1,400 yards this year.
Well, what I'm saying is that he's good. He's due for his up year. Okay?
I don't think so. I think Doug Martin's washed up. I don't know why the hell we signed him, and I don't think he makes the team.
Well, that's what I said. He may make the team. He may not make the team. That's why I'm penciling in Lynch. I'm penciling in Washington. I'm penciling in Smith. And I'm telling you.
I agree with all of those.
I'm telling you that Warren and Doug Martin are going to be the guy that are fighting for that 4th spot. And if they do keep Doug Martin, and I don't necessarily think they may, he may or may not, Warren is going to get on either the practice squad, or if they're afraid of losing him, I think they'll cut Doug Martin in favor of Chris Warren.
I think Doug Martin's that guy you just brought in for camp to gamble on. Like, you know, fuck it, let's try Doug Martin. Maybe he's got just that little something left. You know, I think he's that type. But I don't think he has that little something left. I think he got Lynch. I think he got D-Wash. I don't see Richard making it. I agree with Warren. I think they're going to keep Warren around in some sort of capacity. He's the guy that you went and got this year, kind of like Hood last year. Like, you hope that he's a project.
He is so much better than Hood was as far as ability.
Yeah, so but I don't think he's ready as a guy that's going to come in right off the bat. So,
right, which is why he might get a hangnail and wind up on the IR if he's not quite ready. Remember, they made before that donkey now that punts for them, he was on the IR for a year with a hangnail because they didn't want to lose him. Okay, it's been known to happen, folks. So that's going to be the battle.
Are you saying somebody would be shady? I can't believe it.
It's been done.
The Raiders would bend a rule?
No, not just the Raiders. Not just the Raiders, but 31 other teams do this as well. When there's somebody that they want, but they're not quite ready, NQR, man, not quite right, not quite ready, they stash them on the practice squad, and if they really want to keep them and they don't want people to take them off the practice squad, they get an IR with a hangnail or a strep throat or a sty in their eye, okay? Something
I
ridiculous.
Hate styes in my eye. How can I play football with a sty in my eye?
There you go. You can't play football with a sty in your eye. You can't play football with a hangnail. It's been known to happen. So we'll see. I think Chris Warren might be that guy. So did I pretty much pick the guy you thought?
I think so. Yeah. Because I think we've kind of agreed that I think Jalen Richard is going to be.
He's the odd man out.
I think he's going to be the odd man out too. I think we've seen his ceiling. We've seen D-Wash's ceiling, and I think D-Wash's ceiling's just a little higher.
And hopefully, because people pretty much know we're going to get rid of one of them, but hopefully somebody will want Richard's services. Hopefully we can get a draft pick for him. Hopefully we can get something for him. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I'm hoping that will happen.
Yeah. I think so, because I thought they would pick up a project running back this year, and I think he's the guy. I think he's the guy he's going to keep. And we'll see. And whoop whoop to you as well, Leslie.
Yeah. And George, the captain has indeed spoken. I like that. George. I do. 22 surgeries? Really? I'm reading some of the comments.
That's Popeye. You can't take it. You can't believe anything Popeye says.
Oh,
you must take it with a grain of salt.
No, I'm sorry. See, I didn't see who wrote it. I'm sorry. So he's Popeye the trolling man. Toot toot. Anyway, little inside humor for those that don't know what's going on.
Oh, I think they know. I don't think it's that inside anymore.
Okay. But actually, Mr. Popeye did say something of note. And this one isn't a troll, but, it is of note. Darius Geis was available.
Yes.
Darius Geis was available. But you know what? From what I understand, and I don't know if this has gotten out yet, if you guys heard about it, Darius Geis blew his interview in the combine as he was such a tool to everybody around him that...
Sometimes it's not good to be an asshole when you're on your job interview.
So that's why Darius Geis dropped all the way down to the Redskins. And you know what? I have these issues. I'm saying this to you, Popeye. I have these issues from people that go to Louisiana State University, okay? Because the frame of mind of that program has had some really crappy players as far as attitude. Not ability, but crappy players as far as attitude. Odell Beckham Jr., perhaps. I can say Jamucus Russell, LSU.
Purple drink. Old purple drink.
We got one on our team, Vidal Alexander. I don't know what his issues are, but...
his issues is asking to be sitting on the bench for a minute. That's what his issues are.
LSU just kind of, they don't have proper attitudes, okay? And that's just from me. And I'm not trying to say anything about it, just the way it is. It's true.
It is true.
Okay, he did give us Leonard Fournette, and he's probably the exception, not the rule. We'll see about him. He had a good rookie year. We'll see if that pans out over more of them.
Well, I want to thank you all. We're wrapping it up here. We got a few minutes left. We're not quite done, so don't run away yet. But as always, we want to thank you for joining us, new and old, our band of pirates that come and hang out with us every night on Raider Reaction. We appreciate it. Next week, we got some hype-ass shows for you. We already gave you the lineup for the rest of the week. We're going to have... Captain's going to come on with Ask the Captain on Sunday night. We got a Raiderette show on Saturday. Chucky Nation's coming back for a show on Saturday. We've got Black Friday. Then, starting up next week, man, we've got some really good shows. We've got some... like I said earlier, I'm going to be talking to Tommy White over the weekend. He's the head of the labor force out there. The union that is building the Vegas Stadium. Going to have... trying to set up and have him on for an in-depth interview that we can all throw questions at him and have him on, really pick his brain and have a really fun interview with him. But then on Wednesday, we'll be back in here as we're into our Sweet 16 of the GOAT tournament. We'll have the Raider Nation Invasion again on Wednesday. On Tuesday, of course, will be the Raider Nation Report with myself. And then on Thursday, you're back next Thursday, right?
I'm back next Thursday.
Also, one half of 4-Dub will be joining us for a little Raider Nation Ricochet on Thursday night. A little extra Ricochet action. As Raider Mystical will be joining us via phone. Actually, We're gonna have him slide in via video screen. Me and you'll just have to hug it out a little tighter.
Well, that I might have to go away and just be because I'll be here.
Yeah.
But you won't see me.
No, honestly, because I think it cuts down to about there, and I think we'll be all right.
I mean,
we just have to cuss it like that when he slides on. Well, we go. Easy now, easy.
Just see it if we have the room.
Easy,
just see if we have the room.
Easy.
No hugging. Just see if we have the room.
Easy now. So, make sure you join us tomorrow. Make sure you join us, I guess, every damn day for the next week or so.
Right.
We've got shows going 7 days a week right now. Some silver and black flavor. We're painting the world silver and black, one stroke at a time. Raider Mystic, he will be the man on. Mystical's going to join us. And we're going to have Shalif on as well later on, and then we'll have them both on together. We're actually setting up a nice little relationship with those guys where we're going to have them on quite a bit over the off season.
That's right.
They're interested in coming on. I mean, hell, they are ingrained in the Raider Underground, and we are honored for them to
be a part of the Raider Reaction team coming at you. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yes, absolutely.
So one other thing, like I said, look for me Sunday night. I'm not sure about what time. We'll probably do I guess maybe a 10 o'clock p.m. show for 10 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock.
When the music starts, be quiet. You're fine now.
So 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific on Sunday night.
Enthusiasms. What am I? Baseball. Sunny day, man steps up to a plate. There he stands alone. Runner on third base. What does he have to say? I'm going out there for myself. But I get nowhere unless the team wins. Team. Without the team, I'm nothing.
I'm out. Peace, love, Raider Nation.
Yar, Raider Nation. Have a good one. We'll see you back here next Thursday and all during the week, baby.